back, more Dollhouse. This is episode 12 of season 1, and technically I suppose a finale of senses, because this was the final episode of season 1 to be aired, because episode 13 wasn't. But yeah, I'm hyped as hell to get into this episode. Last episode was insane. We've got loads of revelations about Alpha and who he was, and he kind of broke into the dollhouse alongside Paul, but he was in disguise, and then there was a whole mess. A lot went down, lots of confrontations, and we had a really kind of nice engagement storyline with Echo kind of having the ideal older version of a girl like implemented into her to then help her younger self, if you will, kind of deal with her issues, which I really, really liked the idea of, like another genius idea, and alongside the kind of fairy tale of Briar Rose that those two are talking about, it kind of paralleled with the events that were going on for the rest of the episode, with Paul breaking in and everything, which I really liked, because we had the whole, like, Briar Rose waiting for the prince to come and save her, and he's like, okay, that's Paul trying to save Echo. Then ultimately the prince that kind of broke her out was Alpha. So I'm so excited to see what's going to happen next, because I've been waiting for this whole thing with Alpha ever since like episode 1 really, and to finally get some answers is absolutely nuts, and I'm just so excited to see what's going to happen next. I'm really tense, but I'm really excited, and I'm also very nervous. But yeah, this is going to be great. I can't wait. Let's get into it.
I can't see her vitals. She's just gone.
She's a ghost.
I want to know what he's imprinted her with. 13, already a woman.
That's what you said.
I remember, but it never happened. Did you tell her that? Shut up.
Baby?
Oh.
You left out my tasty couture. I looked really cute in that shirt, too.
Oh, shit.
Stupid bitch.
It was supposed to be my fantasy.
Oh, boy.
I just wanted to have a little fun. A little fun? You want to have a little fun?
Worked out well, didn't
Are
it?
you? Are you having fun, Lars?
I don't think he is.
Yeah, baby.
What? I thought that was Echo. Oh, they played me. She's an active. And they're going to kill a client, which probably isn't the best. We're going to get a really bad review for this. What the fuck?
He's taken Echo. Caroline.
Yeah, so now you're
Wipe
interested.
the smirk off your face.
I can make this go away.
Oh. Mark Shepherd.
Hi.
Oh, they're going to be best friends
I
now.
have news. Welcome to your castle, my princess. Behold, your throne.
Oh, wow.
Wow, you're insane.
Say, you got a bathroom?
I'm not my best anymore. I want to be my best.
Your best is past. Your past you can't even remember.
Shit. So she just like this character full time after she got attacked or something?
All you can hope for now is pity. And for that,
It's not nice.
you're gonna have to look somewhere else.
Oh,
Whiskey. What do we have here?
yeah, whiskey.
Another engagement with some shoulder pain.
Oh,
That is what Dominic
Have
called
one of
her.
these.
So that was all just a
sit
ruse.
right down here and I'll see what I can do. Well, you're overworked, dear.
Oh, I can't believe that. I just remember thinking, it's so weird when Dominic called her whiskey, or said
Our
whiskey.
number one act.
This is where you'll spend the majority of your non-engagement time.
When does
He's
the
creepy.
hankering for tasty brains kick in?
This is where you steal their souls.
Yeah.
and then we put them in a glass jar with our fireflies.
Why is there a tall, morally judgmental man in my imprint room?
Hello.
That's awkward. Running into the X like that.
What is this thing anyway?
Oh my god. It's like a horror movie.
Hello, Echo.
Hello, Alpha. Good day. I'm going to yoga.
Watch your step. I'll do that.
Oh boy, I literally do that when people say that to me.
If you're done molesting the furniture, can we get these guys?
Well, you're still in your pajamas.
Oh my. I feel like Bada's taken this quite well though.
not
I would just be
screaming.
constantly screaming.
She's screaming.
Oh.
They're all screaming. The little ones. But you always defend. Why can't you ever take my son?
I didn't say nothing.
Full, total, complete personalities got dumped into his coconut all at once. He
Oh.
snapped.
Oh, I
Bloody
believe he
hell.
snapped. Who did he target? Who did he go after
So
first?
is all that thing with him switching voices and stuff, like
His
all his
hands
different
were-
personalities clashing?
And you said this time he took all of Caroline's imprints.
Oh.
The ones you created.
Yeah.
Where's her original self?
Oh.
You have a backup, right?
This was the backup.
Oh fuck.
Where's the original?
Oh, they've projected the original into her. That's the waitress from the Avengers and Ellie in the Last of Us games. That's terrifying.
She said that I would be taken care of and that I would be safe.
Do you feel safe? Huh? Do you?
I'm gonna say
Feel
no.
safe? You can ascend. You can evolve. It's in you. I've seen it.
I've seen it all season, yeah.
I swear that girl keeps getting sent out. She's never going to finish the tree. And it's a small tree. That's my girl. What can I say? Most requested doll in the house. Number one.
Oh shit. This is exactly what Echo was kind of going through.
Let Echo be number one.
Oh my god! Oh my god. So she was the most requested doll until that. Fuck. They really should just make a rule to not talk about that kind of stuff in front of the
How did
dolls.
this happen? I don't know.
Oh shit. We can see why he snapped.
Understand. Now.
Oh Jesus!
God, Cobra, what the hell's going on here?
Oh, you're dead.
48 personalities, each with its own rich history, and none of
Oh
it
my
tells me
goodness.
Alpha. Meet Omega.
Oh god. This is so messed up. Oh my god.
I get it.
I knew you would.
Can you turn it around on him? Yeah. Yes! That's what I thought she'd do. Good.
Now I understand everything.
Congratulations, Alpha. You played yourself. Oh, fuck.
We offered the opportunity to trade lengthy prison sentences for 5-year terms of service with us.
What was he in for?
Kidnapping, attempted murder.
Well, he never actually killed anybody yet.
Not until he came here.
No, I
Based on
was
whatever
going to say.
I wanted you to kill her.
Her is me. You made that very clear.
No,
You kind of did.
her is the old you try and keep up.
We're not anything. We're not anybody because we're everybody.
Takes away you, like
get-
your uniqueness.
A container?
Oh boy.
There's a you. She's right here.
Yeah. What about
He may be crazy, but he's right.
the poor personality of
You
the
walked
woman
away from me.
who used to be in there?
You left me alone in that place.
How'd you end up working for these people?
Could ask you the same question.
I'm not working for them. I'm just trying to save
I like
the
the pairing of these two.
There's always
I feel like they could get along and respect each other really nicely. When they're not beating each other up.
Whoever Carl Kraft was may have nothing to do with him. Alpha
Oh,
Agent Ballard? How may I help you?
shit. That's something that's kind of always been in him.
What you're
maybe.
giving up?
Right. You okay?
Yeah, I kick ass. Who are you?
I'm Batman.
Need to get Wendy back in her body.
Why do you have to go back in the wedge? Why don't you come home?
I did sign a contract.
I have 38 brains. Not one of them thinks you can sign a contract to be a slave. Especially now that we have a
Damn.
black president.
Let's do this.
Caroline. Hey.
Oh shit.
Hey!
Oh, poor Wendy. And Caroline, currently.
Now, do what I say, or I will blow
Oh
your
shit.
brains out.
You son of a bitch.
Topher, question. When
Tell me
Alpha
what you
was an
think
actor,
about
Did
me.
you ever have any engagements that ended up...
Whiskey. He's using an old whiskey imprint.
Oh.
And I'm gonna grab Wendy's and Becky's and Stacy's from all over this great nation, and every one of them will be a Caroline. And every one of them will get carved up and her throat cut until I get bored.
Oh my
Get in
god.
the chair.
So we could like kill Caroline again and again and again. How fucked up.
She's me. And we're both coming to get you.
Ooh. Oh shit. Oh.
What's up there?
It's a bit stupid of him to kind of say, oh, I'm over here.
I see.
No. Oh, thank God. Imagine if he'd still dropped it. How embarrassing.
Aren't you curious to see who you really are?
I know who I am.
Oh, man.
An anonymous source is providing generously for her family.
Cold comfort.
Yes.
Oh, that's really sad. Poor Wendy.
We'll find him. I have confidence now. Our new contractor.
In the next episode? Or season 2?
Fire it.
I don't work for you yet.
Oh.
Remember our deal?
The young lady's freedom has been granted. I just have a few things for you to sign. And then our business will be concluded.
Thank you.
Oh.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, that's wholesome as fuck. Oh. Oh, I love that. Oh, it's so wholesome. I love lollipops. God, I feel like she's gonna be one to watch now. Aw, bye sweetheart, good for you. Aw, I'm really glad you did that for her. Business as usual then, for the most part. I can see why this could be like the last episode to air. This could easily end the season. So what on earth do they do with the next one? Oh shit. Really, really great episode. I really enjoyed it. And I can kind of see that as a suitable finale, considering the other episode that comes next didn't actually air on TV. And I think easily that could have been a final episode, had the show not been renewed for another season, which ultimately it was, which is good. But yeah, I think it was a really kind of great way of summarising the journey so far, and it just gets me all the more intrigued for what on earth the next episode is going to be. I honestly have no idea, but I suppose that's for another time. But this episode, I loved learning more about Alpha and his intentions, what his like ultimate goal was. I thought that was a really interesting kind of concept. Finding out what made him snap. You know, he had this obsession kind of with Echo slowly growing. That caused him to attack Whiskey. We'll get to that later. And then, you know, his treatment went wrong and he got all of his previous personalities at once, and that caused him to snap. I think that's a really interesting kind of origin story, if you will. And then he kind of wanted to do the same to Echo, which I think was a cool kind of idea. And the idea that he thinks they're like gods among men, I think was an interesting kind of thing to play with. And the fact that when Alpha kind of created Omega, she disagreed with him. I kind of thought that's where they were going to go with it once he like set it all in motion. And I thought it would either he'd be stopped or she'd get saved just before he's about to do it, or he'd go through with it and then she'd be like, no bitch, you're wrong, and turn against him. And so yeah, that didn't completely like blow my mind, because I kind of thought that's where they were going to go with it. But then I'm kind of playing with the idea of like, is there potential here to make these kind of selective slaves or volunteer slaves? Do they have the potential to be gods in a way? I really liked that, and I really liked Alan Tudyk's performance, as I always do in anything really, of him kind of dealing with all the multiple personalities. He switched between them all quite a lot in this episode though, so I don't know how he managed to hold the personality of the other guy for so long in the previous episode. Because he seemed kind of, he couldn't control it really when he switched, so I don't know about that. Maybe it's just for the big reveal, but maybe a bit of continuity lapse there, but I don't know. I don't mind it, but I really enjoyed Alpha as like a villain, and he's not dead or destroyed or anything, so hopefully we'll see him turn up again, because I really enjoyed seeing Alan Tudyk in this. So yeah, that was great. I liked him as like the villain, and I feel like we have reached like a crux with that story, at least for now. But you know, he's still out there, so hopefully he'll come back. So that'd be cool. And yeah, all the different flashbacks we were getting to like seeing how Alpha kind of first snapped, and seeing Caroline arrive at the Dollhouse, stuff like that. And everything with like the origins of Whiskey almost, and how Whiskey became Dr. Saunders. I liked everything we got with that. I thought that was really interesting. And also what they did with the idea of placing Caroline into another woman's body, which I think was a really cool kind of twist in what they did with that. So Alpha wanted Omega to kind of kill the old Caroline so they could ascend together. I think that was kind of cool. And just seeing kind of this character that we had attributed to Eliza Dushku's face, being played by another actress, I thought was really interesting, seeing them all kind of play off each other, and ultimately show kind of the strength of Caroline as well, that she managed to kind of win the day in the end. But poor Wendy, like, oh, rest in peace Wendy, that was really kind of tragic. But yeah, I liked the idea of having Caroline be a completely separate body to Echo, and then Echo was kind of confronting Caroline, almost saying, you know, why did you abandon us, and why did you abandon this body and just leave it as a shell? That was kind of cool. So yeah, I'm excited to see where they're going to go with this next season with Echo or Caroline, whatever, because she even said Caroline at the end when she was going to sleep, so there's clearly still a lot of memories and leftover stuff there. So I'm very excited to see where they go with that next season. Well, in the next episode actually. I keep talking like this is the finale, but technically it's not. But technically it is. So yeah, everything they played with that was really cool. I really liked seeing Paul work with the Dollhouse. You know, getting along with them quite well, actually, considering everything. And almost seamlessly fitting into the team and having a role to play in things. He really played his part, which I really enjoyed. And it was cool seeing Mark Sheppard again very briefly as well. I particularly like the pairing of Ballard and Boyd. I think those two played off each other really, really well. And I like to see them kind of become sort of partners in a way in the future. I think that would be interesting, but I hope we get more scenes with those two. Because I really liked their dynamic, particularly in this episode. And also seeing Topher be like completely done with Paul was really funny. The sass. So I loved him kind of integrating with the people at the Dollhouse, and then ultimately kind of joining them, I think, which I'm not sure I completely buy yet. I feel like that whole thing happened too quickly. He's gone from like despising everything the Dollhouse did for to joining them in one episode. I feel like that was a bit rushed, but we'll see where they go with it. I'm not really against that idea. I always thought maybe he might join them in some respect. I suppose this is his way of looking after Caroline, since he didn't free her, he freed Mellie. So yeah, that's kind of cool. And yeah, the fact that he's kind of, I suppose, you know, he did agree to work for them in exchange for Mellie being returned to her original self. Was it Madeline or something? So, you know, he didn't like just join the Dollhouse of his own free will. He had reasons for it. But I loved that kind of conclusion to their arc, I suppose, with Paul allowing Mellie to be free, and she's out there now, she's back to normal, and fortunately I think she's without a daughter, because I imagine that's the original personality she got in Needs, wasn't it? Because it was her original self. So yeah, at least they kind of had that episode to help her kind of grieve and deal with her issue, so she can hopefully start to move on in life now she's free of the Dollhouse. But I'm really happy that she's free and she's returned to her life, because she seems quite wholesome. But I loved that kind of Paul doing that for her. I thought it was really, really nice, and a really nice kind of way of wrapping up their story, because I thought it was going to go a lot darker than it did eventually, so that's good. And I really, really liked how things ended with those two. Kind of one of my OG ships when I first started the show, but you know, it's not meant to be for many, many, many reasons, but I really liked the conclusion to that. And yeah, it was really cool. I love that. And then Dr. Saunders is not the original Dr. Saunders. She is an active. She's a doll, which is nuts. And she was like the most popular one until Alpha attacked her. I love seeing the origins of that, and then her discovering that she was one. And she seems to have just retained the information, because I don't think, outside of Topher, I don't think anyone knows that she's found that out. So I think that's going to be very interesting to see her journey in the future. Yeah, that should be really something, but I wasn't expecting that. Like, I mentioned it in the reaction, I think, a couple of times. Like, when in the last episode, they put like Lawrence Dominic's like personality into Victor, and he like shouted out for whiskey. I thought it was weird at the time, but then they like just threw it off like, oh, you know, he wants a drink or something. But I was like, that still seems like a pretty weird thing to say, but he obviously knew the truth, and yeah, I love that twist. I was not expecting that at all. I think the way they revealed it in this episode was so well done, with like the dance in the background, and I thought obviously it was going to be Echo. She walks forward and it was Saunders. Like, oh my god, love that twist. That was so cool. I feel like I can't trust anyone in the show. And for all I know, Boyd could be like a bloody active, or I don't know. Would it be really sick for Adele to be an active herself, and it's just an active running all the other actives? That might be a bit weird. But who knows with the show? They've got me with so many different twists. Many episodes in a row. So yeah, that kind of blew my mind. I loved that twist. Can't wait to see where they go with that. There's some really great character work in this episode. Kind of sad we didn't get more of Sierra and Victor. But hopefully that's something that gets explored a lot more in the future, because I really liked their relationship in Needs, and I'm hoping we get a bit more of that eventually. But they were kind of taking the back seat in this episode. But they still had a few kind of funny or sweet moments, Victor especially. Sierra kind of got that personality imprinted with like being partnered up with November, and then I don't think she was even seen in the episode again after that, which is kind of sad, apart from maybe when she went to sleep. So yeah, I hope we see more of those two, particularly together, in future. I think that's really cool. And they kind of, even in the flashbacks briefly, they kind of talked about pairing two actors together, and maybe they shouldn't, when they were talking about Alpha and Whiskey. So maybe they could address that kind of issue again, with Victor and Sierra. Could be an interesting thing to do. So yeah, very, very good stuff. I really liked this episode a lot. Lots of great character stuff. I loved Alpha as a villain, the revelations about Whiskey and everything, the journey with Paul, and then, you know, his agreement to kind of free November, I think was so, so beautiful. I love that so much. And yeah, all the kind of themes and stuff they had running through, I really, really liked what they did, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen as we carry on. One more episode left of the season, and then we're on to season 2, whenever that may be. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to see what on earth the next episode is going to be about, how they're going to kind of close the first season off, and yeah, until my next reaction, thanks for watching.